Okay, believe it or not, Three Rivers Festival season not that far off. This July, Three Rivers will take over downtown with festival number 55. Can you believe it? 55. Are you ready? And more importantly, are festival organizers ready? The perfect person to ask is Festival Director of Operations, Carrie Roby. She joins me now live in studio. Carrie, welcome to the News at 7.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I was just telling you this before we came on air. Look, I'm a Fort Wayne kid. I started at Studi Elementary. I graduated from Homestead High School. So me, my sisters, my family, we loved Three Rivers. You're also from Fort Wayne.
I am.
You know how important the festival is.
I
to
do.
people.
I really do.
What I wanted to ask first is, I just mentioned we're not that far away. Less than 2 months.
Yes.
Less than 8
under
weeks
60
away.
days.
We're going to talk a little bit about some of the changes. I want to show our viewers the website about some different changes where different things are moving. But first, with us being less than 8 weeks away, where are we at right now in the planning stages and how far along are we?
We are 75 to 80% along in the planning stages right now. We just wrapped up what will be our musical lineup for this year that we want to announce very soon, and I think people will be pleasantly surprised. They're going to see a better lineup than they've seen in the last couple of years, and I'm pretty excited about it.
I've been to some of those concerts. I remember seeing Nelly years and years ago. You guys have had lots of acts play there.
We have.
You guys, there are some changes, and some of those people can find on the website. We're going to show the website, and we're going to show the map, and I want you to talk a little bit about it. First, I want to talk a little bit about two important things, which is Junk Food Alley and the Midway.
Yes.
Tell me about the locations those were in years past, and then tell me about any changes that are happening to those, and if those are going to be moving and to where.
Yes. So Junk Food Alley typically has been right next to Headwaters Park on the south side on Duck Alley. Duck Alley right there next to the plaza.
Yes.
And as many people have seen, there's a lot of construction happening right there with some luxury apartments. So we've had to relocate Junk Food Alley to the other side of Headwaters Park in what's known as the Meadows in the grassy area. But the great thing about that is it allows us to have more room, some new vendors coming this year, most of the favorites coming back, and also a chance to have some nicer seating. We're going to have a tent with about 550 seats down the middle that people will be able to sit in the shade and enjoy Junk Food Alley. So that will be really nice. And because that's where Junk Food Alley is going to be, then we're going to move the Midway, which is typically in that space, down to 4th Street and Lawton Park.
Okay.
So they'll be able to be down that direction.
So the Midway is going to go to the other side of the river.
Yes, the other side of the river. Yes, that's correct.
How are you anticipating that's going to go? Sometimes when things move, something like that, moving to that area, are people going to have to walk further? Are they going to have to park in new places? How are you seeing that logistically, that move?
Logistically, the parking is very much the same as it's been in past years. We have parking right off of 4th Street on the other side of Clinton. So that's where festival parking for most of our festivals has been. So that will be a really easy walk across the street just to go right over to the Midway.
Okay.
And then they can go across the river, come down to Junk Food Alley. I anticipate on our first official day of when we have the parade, it will be parade. They'll come around, go to Art in the Park and see the sidewalk chalk art happening, and then they'll come down and go past the plaza. They'll go to Emporium, they'll go to Junk Food Alley, they'll go to the Midway. So it's a lot of the main things still right there downtown.
Carrie, we were just showing some video, some drone video that we shot just from this week, and it showed some of that. It shows some of the construction that you had alluded to,
Yes.
which is why some of the movement has happened. This area where this construction is happening, this was an area where many people used to park.
It was.
How are you seeing that work out now? Are people going to have to park much further away? What are parking options going to be?
Well, we didn't have any parking options there last year because if you remember, it's been a big hole in the ground for a little bit of time now. So they'll have their typical parking spots over at the Civic over by Rousseau. The new Promenade, Riverfront Promenade apartments have some parking located in that area. So right there off the back of Calhoun Street over there. And And then they'll have, of course, the 4th Street parking and then just regular off-street parking. And we have put a map on our website, courtesy of Visit Fort Wayne, of different parking locations downtown where people will be able to park.
Carrie, it seems like whenever I bring up the Three Rivers Festival, and I was excited to talk to you because, again, have been such a fan of this, and my family has, it always seems like I hear about concerns. And I know you and other members of the Three Rivers Festival hear about concerns too. You hear about concerns about funding. You hear about concerns about sponsors leaving. You hear about key people, key leaders leaving Three Rivers Festival, concerns about safety. When you hear those concerns as well, how do you respond to them?
A couple of different ways. As far as some of the different changes we've had actually a lot of where they might start off seeming negative have actually really become some positive changes as far as leadership and as far as board members. People have to understand that, you know, our organization is almost primarily volunteers. So you're going to have people leave, come and go, depending on their own personal situations. They may have something personal going on in their life or other things that they want to get involved in and engaged in. So that happens a lot of the time. So that's just sort of a normal turnover that we expect. And we're actually having an open house coming up soon to actually look at some potential new board members coming on board after this next festival. So we kind of do that cycle every spring to kind of see who's out there and who might be interested in helping. And then as far as funding, I would say 70% of our festival is funded from 3 main sources. Things that happen underneath the plaza with the bands and the entertainment. The Midway is a huge source for us, and then also Junk Food Alley. So that's 70% of our budget. So that comes in those 9 days. It's kind of a crazy way to get your money, but it's a 9-day set thing there. Of course, before the festival, we have vendor fees that come in, sponsorships. About another 30% of our budget is sponsorships. And this year, I would have to say, we've been very fortunate because we've had people coming to us saying, hey, we want to be involved in some way. We're going to have a great partnership with Community Harvest Food Bank this year with some barrels and some opportunities for people to get maybe some free drink tickets for helping out the Community Harvest Food Bank this year, and some other neat things that we're going to be doing to kind of get people excited about the community and some eco-friendly things as well. So.
2 other things I wanted to ask you about. You guys instilled a weapon detection system recently last year. How did that work? Is that coming back? And then there was some controversy with the drag show. Is the drag show coming back as well?
So the weapons detection system, yes, we will have some sort of weapons detection system inside the plaza to make sure that as people are coming in that they're not carrying anything on them. They'll go through a process, they'll go through weapons detection, they'll get their ID checks to see whether or not they're allowed to consume alcohol, and then they'll go through into the plaza. We've kind of changed the entertainment in the plaza this year. We went through every single thing that we've done over the last 4 to 5 years and realized that there were things that we had under the plaza that just weren't making the money back to pay for one of the most expensive things, which for us is the plaza. And so everything this year is either a band as a musical act, or is we have a new comedy night this year, and we're having sort of an electronic music night as well this year. So those are all the things that are going to be under the plaza this year.
I only have about 30 seconds left, but for those people who say, is the festival going to keep coming? We're celebrating year 55. Are we going to get to year 60? Are we going to get to year 65? Or is Three Rivers dying? You say what?
I say Three Rivers is not dying. We're very excited. Looking ahead 5 years, we're a part of the Indiana Fairs and Festivals Association, and our plan is to be on the cover of the festival guide for our 60th anniversary. So looking ahead 5 years, we're solid. We're here to stay.
Carrie Roby, Operations Director with the Three Rivers Festival. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.